Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, yeah.
All right, you want to hear who got hurt like game 2 or 3 since coming back from injury?
Mm.
Take a guess. Your favorite player in the world. One that you knew he was going to be worth every penny.
Oh, Armin Thompson.
No, no.
Mm.
He's likely out for a few weeks with a right ankle injury. Take a guess who this schmuck is. Oh, he's getting himself into some sort of schmutz.
Alex Caruso.
No. You want one more guess or you give up?
Uh, I'd like another hint.
He was recently traded this off season. Is your hint? I feel like that's a good hint.
On a team I like.
I wouldn't necessarily say you like this team.
Oh.
They're considered or
Oh.
were considered in the preseason contenders.
Oh.
You want to say oh one more fucking time?
Oh. I don't know. I don't know. Who is it?
It is. Drum roll, please.
Oh, wait.
Bradley Beal likely out for a few weeks with a right
Oh.
ankle injury. Bradley Beal was just injured in his third game back from his back injury, 4 minutes and 32
Oh,
seconds into
no.
his third game. He appears to be out for at least a few weeks. And the question we have to ask,
So shocked.
are the Phoenix Suns awful? So the Phoenix Suns,
Jeez.
somebody wrote a great article that I made a video over the other week on, basically saying they went on this offense. They approached this offseason getting Bradley Beal that this big three was going to work. They didn't need a traditional point guard, that they were going to do it's his turn, then it's his turn,
Who?
then it's his turn, and that it was going to work out Devin Booker and Bradley Beal being the two guards. First off, Bradley Beal has not been there to begin with. Okay. Now, this team, in my opinion, defensively is like not that great. Joseph Nurkic, honestly, they were right. He's giving you very similar to what DeAndre Ayton was. He isn't great defensively, but look, DeAndre Ayton fucking isn't that great. Look at what DeAndre Ayton's doing in
Do-
Portland.
Domination is quickly turning into a terrible thing right now.
That's what I'm.
So
So they.
it's like a loss for loss at the moment. I don't know what the hell is going on with
I mean,
domination.
honestly, Phoenix making it look like they're smart. They're paying a guy who's equal production for half the cost. I mean, in a weird way, they won. In a weird way, they won. But do
I
you
don't know.
agree that this team has a problem?
I'm telling you that for like 8 months. Phoenix Suns have a problem. Um,
It's bad, dude.
hmm,
It's bad.
Let me think. They don't have a point guard.
That's what I'm saying. The
Uh,
biggest thing, they don't have a fucking point guard.
their
They just
center sucks. Their center can't take a punch like a man. Their center's a pussy.
all right. Now this feels like it's getting personal.
It is personal. Fuck the Suns. Fuck them. Fuck them. I got nothing for them. They're dirty. It actually seems like a really cool city. And if I lived in Phoenix, I'd become like a nice Suns fan. But well, I love Booker. Henry and I were just arguing about D Book last night because that dude
I
I
love D
don't think
Book.
is enough.
I don't think D Book is enough, but I do. I agree that I love me some
He's
D
so
Book.
cool.
D Book's a fun
Yeah, he's
guy.
so cool.
He's a cool
I
guy.
hope like Suns Celtics would just
Timothy
be straight
Chalawan took
finals.
his pussy though.
Kendall Jenner,
Kylie, right, or Kendall? Who's fucking
Devin
Kylie?
Booker, and Kylie Kendall Jenner broke up.
Who? Which one was Devin with? Kylie or Kendall?
I don't know.
He
I
was
thought it
with.
was Kendall.
Okay, if it's Kendall, it doesn't matter. Timothy's with
Oh, well, ask
Kylie.
Henry. Henry will know.
Henry's on that fag shit.
Oh,
But what?
but
Give us
the
your
thing
rant.
with the Phoenix Suns is KD drops 30 and it doesn't even feel like there was an impact on the game. And Bradley Beal is never healthy, and I still don't think it's enough. But I hope it is because I want all three of those players to get a ring, and this is a good opportunity.
No, I agree, and I think it is a great opportunity. And the whole thing with this is, like first off, I think Devin Booker has shown up. Devin Booker is like honestly, he's been hurt, but like he's shown up when he's played. Dude, Bradley Beal hasn't done shit when he's played. Like it hasn't been great. All right,
Oh,
like, and this is coming from a guy who's a Wizards fan, and I don't mean to disrespect Bradley Beal. I know he's struggling through injury, and but this team, okay, statistically, let me pull up some stats for you, buddy boy. Okay, right here. Let's go over here, and let's talk about these stats on the screen right now. Which
Vogel was like this defensive maestro.
who?
Frank Vogel and Clint Snyder.
I mean, this team was terrible defensively. I mean, they weren't terrible defensively, but like they weren't great defensively.
Check history. I bet you they were the 12th ranked defense last season.
Wow, you're right.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm yep. Frank Vogel, defensive maestro.
You're right, Frank Vogel, kind of. But I mean, let's also agree like this roster isn't as good as last year's roster.
Well, that's not good. You got Bradley freaking Beal.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
That's not good. Their
No,
roster's loaded, dude. They're loaded.
okay. So
Skip.
Kevin
They're
Durant.
loaded.
I mean,
Kevin Durant every single night drops like
no, I
32
agree.
points, and it doesn't have an impact on the game, and it's just crazy.
So right here, what I'm trying to pull up is so Durant is averaging 30 points a night. Book's averaging 28 and five with eight. Dude, Book's really their point guard this year. Book's out of your job at eight
Yeah.
assists a night. Grayson Allen's also having a really solid year. Eric Gordon's okay. Joseph Nurkic is Joseph Nurkic. But look at Bradley Beal, 15 points, 3.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. It's just sad. Like, and then the team,
6 games.
yeah, 6 games only. That's
You
25
know,
minutes.
I'd compare Book this year to what they need him to do, what they're asking him to do is with New Orleans, and it's like this is like the third straight year the Pelicans don't have a point guard and they're just running with CJ. They don't even have like a competent. I mean, they have competent backup point guards, but they don't have these like pass first backup guards on the Pelicans. And so, as good as CJ and Devin Booker are at passing and playmaking for their teammates, they're doing a great job. Both of them are doing a great job. Booker's doing a phenomenal job. It's just not. Wouldn't you want a point guard in there as well, even if it's like a guy like Campaign, just so I can be less reliant on Devin Booker every single night for the entire NBA season to have to create for my teammates? Like,
No,
I
I
don't think
agree.
he's suited for that. I think that's just too much to ask for Book.
Would you trade? I don't know why I got so close, but would you trade? Looking at the screen over here, okay, obviously no one's going to take Bradley Beal, and I think you can't trade Grayson Allen because he's too important for your team. So my thought process right here is who who can you trade on the from the screen that I'll show you in a second. There isn't anybody you can really trade,
Eric
right?
Gordon?
I feel like Eric Gordon though, he's like like you can't. You don't have much
Well, I
scoring.
also don't think I can have Eric Gordon and Grayson Allen.
I think you can have both of them. I think you gotta move fucking.
Seems like a barbecue chicken.
If you could split Joseph Nurkic and like Bol, split them off to a team and try to get two guys back, that'd be the dream situation. Like if I called up like the Wizards and was like, "Here's Joseph Nurkic and Bol and a bunch of second round picks for like Daniel Gafford and the Lawn Wrights," I feel like that's a win in my book.
I agree, but this isn't unfortunately 2K, and I feel like teams don't make smart moves like that.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. And
Especially because, like, I guess it's been 25 games, so why bother with it
yeah, and
if it's
also
not going to improve that much?
what the Wizards would only just be getting second round picks. Like the Wizards wouldn't really be. They'd be just helping out the Suns to help out the Suns at that point.
That'd be, yeah, I mean, it's just,
It's unlikely.
Yeah.
All right. So I wanted to talk about next,
They
which
should trade for domination.
trade
Right.
back for domination. Well, if they wait for him to the sign and but like
Ooh,
not to
Clint Capella.
maybe. So guess who's potentially on the trade block? So we're hearing that a man that I actually know that you're a fan of. You've talked about it, and this is coming from the beat writer of the what do you call it? The Pistons. So what we're hearing specifically is Beef Stew is drawing interest from contending teams. He's still making only $5 million this year. And the report, to be exact, is from James L. Edwards, the third from The Athletic, and says contending teams like the Boston Celtics, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Dallas Mavericks have all shown great interest in acquiring Beef Stew. And why shouldn't they? I mean, he's like the perfect, like, can play both spots, the big spot, the power forwards, like the center or the power forward spot. He can shoot threes. He can guard multiple positions. He's kind of like crazy too. So he gives you like that psychopathic energy that like some coaches absolutely love. And I feel like if you give up a young guy and like a pick because he's making $5 million, I believe for this season, and then his contract comes into effect next season, you can get him cheaper and then go into the red for him going into next year's, but already I'm on the book for cheap this year. What do you think about that? Would you, if you were a contending team, would you, if you were the Rockets, would you trade Jock Landale in a first round pick for Beef Stew?
Oh, a first round pick for beef stew.
He's
Hell no.
he's under contract though for the next
Fuck,
5 years.
fuck no.
Under
Fuck
contract,
no.
under
So I
contract.
can have his so I can inherit his 9 and 5 for a first round pick. I'm all set. But yeah, if the Celtics you say that's kind of perfect. I would love that for him. What's weird is that reminded me that Peyton Pritchard was my dream last night. Um,
Was jerking
he
you
made
off?
like he made like 10 threes or something. And the like fantasy outlook thing was like, well, I just don't know if he can like continue this output,
Did Henry
but
write that?
I'd still pick him up. I don't know. One of him or his colleague in this dream. But
Sounds
I do
accurate
like
enough.
what was that?
I said sounds accurate enough.
Yeah. So I I'm all for it for numerous reasons for the Celtics.
For me, I think Beef Stew, any team that I mean, I feel like Beef Stew could go
Chicago.
for a protected first round pick. I mean, Chicago could go in there, Boston could go in. It's just under $6 million that they need to get there. So, I mean, if I don't think the Pistons would want Payne Pritchard, but I guess a package of like Sam Hauser, DeLon Banton, and a bunch of second round picks. If you're not going to give up a first round pick, I just think when you get a guy like Isaiah Stewart, he's like the perfect modern day big in terms of what he can bring to the table. He's a guy who can shoot threes, grab rebounds, plays with an energy. Like he's absolutely jacked at 6'9", 250 pounds.
He's
And what do you think
one
about
thing to
him?
keep in mind is he seems like a huge locker room issue.
No, I think he's
Like
the opposite.
I think he'll be what? I think he'll be Draymond Green in probably like 10 years, possibly.
I see him more
No,
Ben Wallace.
I think
So
he's
I
just
see Ben
had a
Wallace with
few.
Draymond Green.
I think he's had the isolated incidents, but I think he's not like a toxic character.
Hmm.
Hey, I'm
I
old.
think the same thing with Draymond Green. It's one of those players has an indefinite suspension.
I'm just saying, with a guy like Beef Stew, all right, what you get with him is he's going to be able to score in the post. He's going to be able to shoot threes at like a decent clip. He's 6'9", I believe. His wingspan's about 7 foot. He can basically guard some wings, like slow-footed wings. Forwards. He can guard some forwards, and he can guard all bigs. He's an insane rebounder. Every championship team needs a good rebounder, especially off the glass. He's a good enough athlete that he has some mobility on the floor. And the thing is that the only downside about
Great
him
dribbler.
is that yeah he kind of over dribbles or looks. He tries to act like he's a. Sometimes he tries to act like he's a scorer when he's not. which is nothing against Beef Stew. It's just he should just know his role, be background noise more. I love
the
it.
issue is Troy Weaver and Monty Williams don't help him out here. Like
I
I
just
don't know,
think
he's better as a 5, and they're
Yeah.
playing him as a 4. And so like
next to
especially
Kristaps
Durant's down
Porzingis
there.
though. Like,
oh no, I think him on the Celtics would be perfect because I would put him on the bench. But
well, what I wanted to say,
I don't think he needs to come off the bench. But yeah, you're right. With KP, that sounds like a really good fit, much better than Jalen Duren.
I think it's
he would
situational. The fit, like power
You know what?
forwards.
I actually love this trade idea, and I think he would bring the edge to Boston that they lost with Marcus Smart. Because
Ooh,
Beef Stew,
that's a good
especially
point.
like as Henry's saying, I'm just joshing here. There's just isolated incidents, and he's just about that life. Like he's just a beast. He's got your back. So I think Dre didn't even mess with him, but I think he's perfect because I think they really lost the important culture piece with Marcus Smart being gone. I don't think Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown are like the alphas in the room.
They don't have that
Marcus
crazy
Smart
energy.
was.
Isaiah Stewart's got that crazy psychopath.
I love that trade. I would lock in
Same.
Celtics to the finals if that happens. I'd lock it.
Well, I thought what you were saying with the fact that Mr. Marcus Smart leaving and they didn't have that energy anymore and getting Beef Stew. And I think, again, going back to that situational, I think certain lineups he shouldn't play power forward, but next to a guy like Kristaps Porzingis, or if we even go to Dallas next to like Derek Lively, or even but for a team like if he went to the Clippers, I think he should be the starting center for like the Clippers or not starting center, maybe off the bench center for the Clippers, and shouldn't really play next to Zubac because of the team's lineup. But I think there's dude, imagine him next to Bam Adebayo. There's so many places where you could see a guy like Beef Stew fit next to
most
between
of those players
teams.
would just be like Detroit all over again, where he's just playing next to a non-stretching big. And that's why I think he should come off the bench. But he's not a bench player talent-wise on most teams. Well, it depends. But I think Detroit's done him very dirty, and I think Jalen Duren's not a good player to play next to for maximizing his potential. But he would be perfect on Boston.
Yeah, I agree with Boston being like the best fit. I think Dallas and a couple in Miami are good other fits too.
Damn,
The Thunder aren't bad, but I kind of want the Thunder to get Lowry marketing.
Whoa. Chill.
So we actually have a handful of other rumors that we can go ahead and look who's calling me. Look who's on the phone but can't get on the fucking show.
Illegal Eagle?